Welcome to Speedy Walkthroughs, where we show just the important stuff for beating the game. For first time viewers, this will look different to a normal walkthrough. It shows just the essentials, so you don't need to spend a long time watching this video. And today we're playing Metroid Fusion for the GBA, getting 100% and the best ending. Before we get stuck into it, if you like this video, consider subscribing to keep up to date. It helps out the channel a whole bunch, and there should be a new walkthrough out each week. Also, feel free to leave a comment if you have any other games you'd like me to cover. Now, just so we know what we're looking for with 100%, when you get to the end of the game, we'll have 100% items collected. And if you do that in under 2 hours with 100%, you get the best ending. There's 5 endings all up, and the Japanese version has 11 endings, but in both cases, the best ending is under 2 hours with 100%. All that really changes is the picture you get on the ending, depending how fast you beat the game, so I'd focus on just trying to get through, and then if you want the best ending, have another playthrough. I will mention as well, this is just 100% item completion. You don't have to uncover every spot on the map. That doesn't count towards your percentage. Alrighty, so start out the game and we get a few cutscenes and then we gain control. So the controls here are a little bit different to the previous game, Super Metroid. First of all, there is no run button. You just run with the D-pad. And the aiming controls have changed a bit. So L is to aim diagonally and you can shoot in all 8 directions with your D-pad. When we do get missiles, they'll be on the R button as well. Those are the main controls there. You can also jump with A and shoot with B. So basically the game loop is that we have to keep getting to these navigation rooms and then getting instructions to move forward. These rooms will just lock you out from progressing if you don't actually talk to the computer. You just do that by pressing up. Anyway, drop down into this room. We're just going to keep heading off to the left here. We kill that enemy and grab the floating like X parasite thing from it, and then we're going to work our way back to the nav room that we were in just before and talk to the computer. So we get a little explanation of what those X things do. More or less they'll just charge up like energy and missiles and stuff, similar to how enemies in previous games dropped energy and missiles and stuff. You go past the save room. In this walkthrough I will be showing a lot of the save rooms just so you know where they are. But I'm probably not going to save in there, but I'd recommend you do just in case you die in the game or something. Head right out of the navigation room and just up through this door. We've got an elevator to go up. Just hit the up button there to get through. Get a little cutscene here. We get up the top of the elevator and just head to the left there and just go through these rooms. We want to go into this like thing over here and we're going to get missiles. So with missiles, it's the R button. You just hold that down and then you press B to shoot missiles. Okay, we're going to come back into this room here, and you want to missile through that wall. So that's holding R and then pressing B to get through the wall there, and then shoot out this guy here and drop down. This is going to be one of our first power-ups that we're going to get. So Metroid is a game all about collecting items and getting stronger, so that lets us carry more missiles by picking that up. And then in this room to the left, you want to just shoot out that little block and you'll get more missiles. Okay, with this door here, pretty much you got to wait till it shows an actual eyeball-shaped eye, not that like solid yellow thing, but an actual proper eye shape with a pupil in the middle, and then you can shoot a missile at it. Go through and get the energy tank in here. Energy tank will just give us a bit more health. Shoot out the roof and get another energy tank, and we're going to go up through. A couple of extra controls. You'll grab onto a ledge if you sort of jump up towards it. So just keep that in mind. With this guy here, for example, when he flames the floor, you can grab the ledge and avoid that damage. But you basically just want to keep missiling him and then jumping up onto the wall so that you don't get hurt. When you kill a boss, you'll get these like X things here. So with this one, you've just got to missile it. So it won't work when it's blinking, but if you wait till it stops blinking, you can just fire that missile. And we get the morph ball as well. So this is a new sort of ability here where we just crouch down into a ball. You press crouch twice. And then you can just go through little gaps like that. Also, if you pull yourself up onto a ledge, you'll sort of morph ball in automatically, which is very helpful. Okay, drop down through here, down through this door to the left. We've got to talk to the nav room again. Once you've had this conversation, you can just head out the door to the left here. And we're going to morph through this gap for another missile upgrade. And we're going down this elevator. Now you should be able to tell that you're on track by checking your missile counts and your health counts against mine. But I'll mention how many you should have at the end as well in case you're missing any. We get a little cutscene there, that's the SAX that's hunting us. We'll have various interactions with them throughout the game. Okay, go left and down elevator 1. And we're going to come across a navigation room and we're going to have to talk to it. Right, once you've had this conversation, just head out to the right here. Don't forget you can fire diagonally by holding the L button down, or just diagonal on the D-pad. So that's very useful for shooting out those doors and stuff. This little sector has a whole bunch of these rooms where you've got to missile those machines that are on the fans, and then it'll sort of clear out the smog from the room. You want to shoot out that little block there and drop through to get an energy tank, and then just work your way through the door to the right here. All right, got another one of these rooms here. And again, we got one of those, so just shoot out the little machine and the room will get defogged. Drop down here off to the left. And we're just going to keep heading left through this door. Now that lava will hurt you, but we can sort of monkey bar across to grab the missile upgrade. Now in theory, it is quicker to grab that missile upgrade later, but the way I'm taking you through the game here is sort of getting a lot early on so that you find like boss fights and stuff easier. And there we go. Alright, so just cross here, take care of this machine. Once you've done that, just out the door to the left here. And we get a missile upgrade there. Alright, those doors are pretty much one way only, so you have to be on the correct side with the switch to shoot them. We will get an upgrade later that lets us go both ways through those doors, so just be aware of that. But for now, if you're following the same path I'm following, it shouldn't be too bad. This is just me showing you where a save room is, so do make sure you save every time you see one of those. Otherwise, if you die, you'll get sent back a lot further. And usually if I'm showing you a save room, there's about to be a boss. Speaking of which, there's about to be a boss. So deal with this guy, you just basically want to missile him when the eye opens. This is a little bit different to the last one of these that we fought. There we go. So we get the charge beam there. Now with the charge beam, you basically just hold that up. So go through here, grab the missile upgrade. But yeah, with the charge beam, you hold the shoot button and then you will charge up your beam and then you can just do a more powerful shot. Quite often, it'll be easier to deal with bosses with the charge beam, especially later on in the game. Pretty much all bosses will need charge shots instead of missiles. Go through that one-way door and work your way up this bit, just showing you where the save room is there, but there's also a little secret. Now, this is where we will jump up to the top of this room. I might slow this down. So wall jumps can be a bit tricky. Basically, just jump at the wall in bull form. Well, when I say bull form, I mean when Samus is like flipping over, and you can press the jump button again to make sure that happens. When you get to the wall, turn around, and you're going to get this animation, and then just hit the jump button again and hold it. And then you should be able to repeat that and just wall jump up and over. So there we go, we get the missile upgrade. You can get that upgrade later on with an ability called the space jump, but I'm just getting it now because wall jumps are pretty useful to have, so it's worth learning how to do them. Alright, heading all the way back here just to the navigation room again, and you got to talk to the computer. Alright, once you've done that, just head out to the left and up the elevator. Get a little cutscene here. And we're just going to head over to the right and down into area 2. And we'll have to talk to the navigation room again here. Okay, get through this conversation and we're just going to head to the right. Save if you want and recharge if you want. Alright, just heading up into this middle bit here. You'll notice a bunch of coloured doors locked. We're going to be gradually opening those throughout the game. And the way that we do that is we get to one of these things. So this will open up all the blue doors for us. We can get through there now. All right, back down through here. It's going to head to the left. And we're just going to head down into this room here. And I'd pretty much always have a charge shot lined up so that you can pretty much just deal damage to enemies really efficiently. Now that we've gone into this room, we've got the morph ball bombs. So that was locked behind a blue door before. So when you're in morph ball, just press the shoot button and you'll lay one of those little mine things. So you can actually use them to get a bit of height if you do want. You saw there some are sort of bounced up. but what they're more important for is breaking blocks. The save room was just there, so do save. I would recommend it. And you want to shoot out this block to the left here. Now, if you bomb the floor there, this little pillar raises up. I don't know how you're supposed to figure that out, but there you go. And just drop down the tunnel here. And make sure you bomb the exact ones that I'm doing, because otherwise you'll go down the wrong path here. And there we go. And we can just drop down this door to the right, go through the floor there. And those blocks that we just went through there are one-way blocks, so you can't go back up through them. Grab the missiles under here, and we can shoot up through the blocks there and get back through. And we're just going to head out through here. Okay, you can rise up one of those pillars again. And we can just head through this door here now. I'd recommend saving there. Just keep heading to the right, and we get an energy tank. And bomb the floor and you'll fall through. And usually when you see one of these doors, that means there's a boss about to come up. So we're just going to go through there and drop down here. All right. So the way we deal with this guy is we wait till he goes up above us, and then we just do either charge shots or missiles. The way that I'm doing it, I'm doing a charge shot first off, and then, because I don't want to charge up again, I'm just doing a whole bunch of missiles. There we go. So you just repeat that process, the boss will be dealt with, and then it drops one of these things. So as long as it's not blinking, you can hit it with a missile, and we get the high jump. So high jump does what it says, and lets you jump higher. Just going to head back to the left. Now, this is where we see SAX again. So basically in this room, don't drop down until it's well and truly off the screen. Where I've done it there is absolutely as early as you can drop down. And basically for the first bit of the game, we're going to be sort of hiding from SAX. And then as we get more and more powers, we'll be able to take it on more directly. If you see any of those like messed up doors, that's SAX destroying the doors. And then you can't get through them again. All right, bomb through the right of this wall. Then we get a missile upgrade. We can just go up through the top there and bomb through. I will mention as well that with the morph ball, we can jump out of that. And that just helps us do a bit of navigation, like up there, for example. Bomb through this and get a missile upgrade. And we're just going to head back left out of this door. Get another missile upgrade through this one. And all the way back, we've got to talk to the computer again. All right, once you've done that, just head left and up the elevator. Get another one of these cutscenes. And we're up into the main deck. So we can just head to the right here and down into Sector 4 straight away. And then we'll have to talk to the navigation room again. All right, once you've done that, head left, save and recharge, and we'll just head out into the main area. So just going to go left first of all, down through this little room. Now the water is electrified here, so you just got to watch out for it. Don't go in the water if it's like flashing. We're going to go up through the roof here into this room. Just showing you where a save room is there in case you want it. And for this one, just bomb through the little long piece in the wall there. You get a missile tank there. And then we got a missile through there and drop down here. Once you're here, you just shoot through the wall and you get the other missile. And we'll drop back down out of the roof that we just came through and then keep heading left. Okay, so this water is pretty safe to go in, so don't worry about this stuff. Just heading off to the right now. Okay, we get an energy tank there, and we're just going to head back out. That room, there's a big blockage in the middle, so we can't go from one side to the other in that room. All right, watch out, it's electrified water again. Lay a bomb at the top of the room there, and then just go through. The monkey bars there, you can just jump up across. I'm going to go up through the roof again. Now with this bit, there's a secret bit in the wall to the left. Very tricky. I think what you're supposed to do is go around this room normally and eventually find it, but if you know where it is, you can just go straight in. All right, shoot up through the roof there and up through this one. Keep going up. And we just got to bomb through the wall here and into this save room. Lay a couple of bombs there, you'll blast through the wall. And now we're into this room, but from the other side. So this is another one of those doors there. So again, just wait till the eye actually shows a pupil before you try and fire a missile at. There we go, straight through. Okay, so this boss is interesting. It's really quick, but basically what you want to do is try and get it when it's not glowing pink. If it's glowing pink, it won't work. I'm hitting it with charge shots, but you can do missiles as well, up to you. I figure if I've got time to charge up, I might as well not waste the missiles. All right, there we go. And it spawns this thing. So again, just whenever it's not blinking, you can hit it with a missile. And we get the speed booster. So again, as I said before, there's no run button. But what I just did there was called a shine spark. And I might slow that down again. Okay, so shine sparks work by just doing a run up first. You'll notice once you've run for long enough, some of us will start glowing. Then you've sort of got two things you can do. You can keep running with this glowing speed, or you can crouch with the down button, and that will store the speed, and you'll keep glowing and running at like a normal speed again. When you want to use your shine spark, you can jump and then hold a direction and then press jump again. So with this, I'm going to jump and then hold left and then jump again and shine spark through this little gap here. That'll open up this whole corridor, and then I'm going to run and build up speed again. Now, the other thing that you can do with speed is break speed booster blocks. So you'll notice that when I run to the right here, there's just enough room to build up speed. And when I go over these blocks, they make this symbol that's like a little arrow pointing left. Those are speed booster blocks. You need enough speed to pass through them. So if you ever see those, you've got to build up running speed until someone is glowing. And as long as you're running at that speed, you'll be able to break through the speed booster blocks. Otherwise, you won't be able to break them at all. So if you see those, look for a long spot to run up. Okay, we're going to drop down here and go to the left. These are all rooms we've been in before, but we're just going to keep heading to the left through these again. Up through the monkey bars and stuff. Now we're going to go left through this door. And now that we have the speed booster, we can actually just break into this room here and lower the water level. That'll be handy because all the zappy stuff, like the water was zappy because the wires were in the water. And now that it's lower, the water's not going to electrocute us anymore, which is very convenient. All right, ball through the little gap there, and we're going to speed booster across to the right here. You'll notice as well when I'm using the speed booster, and I'll do it here again, run to the left to have a lot of room to build up your running speed. And then here, for example, there were speed booster blocks that we needed to break through. In this room here, you want to spawn the X until you see a gold enemy like that, and then you got to break the gold enemy to get through the door. It's a common trend that will show up quite a bit. And we're just going to go into the navigation room and talk to the computer again. All right, once you've done that, just head to the right out of the room and up this elevator. We go all the way to the left, and we can go down into Sector 3 now. Once you're here, just talk to the navigation room. All right, we get through that conversation, and we're just going to head out to the right now. Okay, bull through here, and then just go out to the left. We're going to bomb through the floor there, and we're going to create a path for us to charge up our speed booster. So all the way to the left there, and we can go through the blocks. And with your speed booster there, that bit was a little bit quick, but basically what you want to do is speed booster until you get up the slope. When you're on the slope and you're moving quick enough to glow, jump off the slope, and you can go through speed booster blocks there. And then bomb through the wall there, and that actually gets you into this door. That's actually the intended way to go through there, because the thing to open the green doors is locked behind that green door. Bomb through the floor there. And we're going to go through here, take care of these enemies, and up there we get a missile tank. Let's go up through here. Now we're going to go all the way to the left again, and that just gives us enough room to run up and speed boost it through those blocks again. And again, we're just going to go to the right here. That thing there, just take care of the enemy and open up the door and speed boost it through here, and drop down. So you can see the game doesn't have too many shine spark puzzles. It does have a few, but what it has a lot of is have a big run up and speed booster through blocks. So just be conscious of that. If you see a long corridor, that's usually what you got to do. Okay, going through the door here and just bomb through that little bit. We go to missile tank. And up here, we can go through this little tunnel and through the green door. Just running straight through this area. Okay, we're going into the data room. And now this is super missiles. So unlike previous games, we don't have to equip these specifically. We just automatically have super missiles now instead of normal missiles. They're stronger. So you want to go through the save room here, all the way up to this little bit. Get a missile upgrade. And back to the left. Okay, now I'm going to run up to this broken down door here. Really important, you actually do need to run up against that door until the room shakes and stuff falls from the roof, otherwise the next thing won't happen. Next thing is going to be boss fight. So this boss will spawn, but only if you've run up against that door, otherwise it won't do it. With this boss, just sit above it, fire missiles down, you should be right. Try and dodge anything that comes up, but the monkey bars are generally the safest place to be. There we go. It'll jump up through and open up a path upwards. We're just going to speed booster off to the left here. And we're going to shine spark through the wall there. So to do that shine spark, just a reminder, you duck while you're running with enough speed, and then you jump, and then you press jump again, holding the direction. In that case, it was left. All right, back here. And we're going to talk to the navigation room again. All right, once we've done that, just head up the elevator. And we're going to have a weird cutscene, but then just go to the right. All the way through, we've now unlocked this sector, Sector 6, drop down and go into the nav room and talk to it again. Right, once we've done that, just head over to the right, save and recharge, and then just head through this room here. Now we're going to bomb the wall to the left here and get the missile tank. Take care of that eye thing with missiles and bomb the wall to the right. You have to go in from above to get the energy tank. Alright, now these ice things, absolutely watch out for them. Do not let them get you. We're going to get immunity to these ice things in a second, but we want to drop down to the bottom of this area to do that. And I'm going to pretty much be taking you there as quick as we can, so you don't have to deal with them for long. With these, you want to break the top 2 blocks, not the bottom block, because there's an ice thing inside it. And then just go to the left. Generally, if you're running fast enough, you'll get out of the way. Jump up through that energy tank, bomb the floor, and drop down. Just bomb that wall there. And we're going to have another encounter here. So pretty much just wait it out. SAX is going to do its thing, lay a power bomb. And then you do have to wait for a little while until it's completely gone out of the room. Just make sure it's fully gone before you go and approach it. Alright, out through the left here. The save room if you want it, and just drop down through the floor. And bomb down through here. Alright, grab a missile tank from this room here. And then just come back out. You can see the ice thing partially exposed there. As long as you don't fully expose it there, you should be safe. Okay, this door again, wait for the eye. You'll notice now we have super missiles. That's only taking 1 hit. Deal with that thing and it sort of flies away into this room. And then we've got this boss fight. Okay, so with this boss fight, just keep doing charge shots and it'll sort of come up towards us. And then once we've done that, you can pretty much just missile this whenever it's not flashing. Go through and we get the Varia suit. So that's going to protect us from extreme temperatures. So for example, the ice things will no longer hurt us. Feel free to collect those if you want. That's where another save room is in case you want it. And just head back up. There's a missile there, but watch out because there's crumbly floor blocks just before it. There's another missile here. And just back up this wall thing again. And we're heading to the right this time. Alright, it's working the way back up here. And that's a little quirky enemy. It's a fake missile tank, but behind it is a real missile tank, so it is still worth going into the room. Make your way back through to the left. And we're just back to the navigation room again. Alright, once you've done that, just out to the left and up the elevator. It's heading all the way to the left now here. And straight down into Sector 5. Alright, talk to the nav room, save and recharge, and we're just heading down now. You can missile through the wall there, and go through this door. And once we've done that, just drop down to the bottom right of this room, head through. Now I'm going into this room just to charge up some speed. There were speed booster blocks there. And then once you've done that, just bomb through there and head to the right. Bomb through there as well. You're going to break that little bit of wall and drop down, bomb through the floor. Out to the left, there's a save room here, but we're just going to continue through. And security room. This one not too bad to unlock, but now we've got the yellow doors open. Once we've done that, head through the yellow door. And passing back through the save room is sort of the room we were in before. We're just going to go up and right this time. Through the yellow door, and we get the data room. Okay, so now our missiles will freeze enemies, and really importantly, you can use enemies as platforms, just like that. So go up here and you'll see a fake energy tank, but again, just bomb the wall behind there and you'll get the real one. Now with that enemy, freeze it when it's fully up and go up through the roof. And with these enemies, you have to let them take control of the uppity thing and then freeze it, so you've got room to run, essentially. That's going to be sort of a common thing in this game, letting the X parasites take control of enemies, so you get specific enemies in certain spots. Okay, there's now a big scary guy floating around in the back of this room. We won't deal with him until a lot later on in the game. Freeze the enemies up here to get back up, and then we're going to go and get a missile. Drop down through the yellow door, and you can let the parasites sort of float around there if you want, or collect them, but there's a missile up the top right. Anyway, go back into the nav room. Once you've done that, just head out to the left, up the elevator. We've got a little timer here that we're dealing with. So with this timer, just go all the way to the right here, down into Sector 3. You don't need to talk to the nav room this time, just zip past these. Freeze that guy, just going under him. You'll need a speed booster to get through here, so have a run up. Drop down here, off to the left. You can freeze or kill those guys to get up. And then freeze these guys so you can climb up this area. You want to freeze that guy before he comes out of the wall, and same with that guy here. Drop down into this door. That platform's crumbly, so watch out. And with this eye thing, just take care of it. And you actually have to deal with this thing under the time limit as well. So again, when its eye opens, just missile. Grab that thing. We get the wide beam ability. Makes your beam wider. And that little computer thing stops the timer. So you can see there is a lot of extra time there. You can do the whole thing in about 2 minutes rather than 6, but it is pretty spooky when you're under a time limit. Okay, drop down through this door. And we're basically just going to go back the way we came. All the way through here. Drop into this room to the right. We can bomb through this wall now. And that enemy gives you just a little bit of extra height so you can make it up. Grab an energy tank, and up through here we can grab the missiles. And up onto this ladder. Okay, here just bomb the wall to the left and we'll drop down there. It's a little bit complicated to get back out of this area, but that's the best way that I could find. Keep going across the monkey bars. And we get a missile tank there. bomb the wall to the left, and we can shine spark up through there. Now you can raise up a little pillar there and grab the energy tank. Just a reminder to shine spark, you got to duck and then jump and then press jump again. It's a tricky mechanic to get used to. Alright, into the nav room, we'll talk to it again. Alright, once we've done that, just head up the elevator here into the main deck, and we're actually going to go up the elevator this time. Okay, so running to the right here, and that lets us build up enough room to go through the speed blocks on the left there, grab a missile upgrade. Once we've done this, just through this door and drop down. This is where we were at the very start of the game. We're going to go up here, and then up the elevator. Okay, freeze these guys. Freeze that guy when he's out. And there's the animals from Super Metroid. Just dropping down all the way through here to get a missile upgrade and speed boosting when needed. There's a secret path through the wall there we can go through. Freeze those guys, work your way up. And we want to go to this computer thing here. And there's the animals back again. And just off to the right here through the door. And down the elevator. Alright, back down the bottom of the elevator, just head through here. And go talk to the nav room. Off to the left here now. And we're just going to go through this little gap and work our way back through, back down the main elevator. Going to get down there and then head to the left, all the way into Sector 5. And talk to the nav room. Okay, save and recharge, just going to head out to the right. Okay, going into the data room here. So we get the power bomb this time. So basically, you've got to duck as if you were laying a bomb in the morph ball. You just press the R button as if you were going to be firing missiles. So that's our first example of using it there. And you just go through the floor. And we have another encounter with SAX here. So we can actually start fighting back a bit. Whenever it's approaching you, you want to use like the missiles to freeze it. And probably best to like turn around and freeze it pretty regularly so it doesn't catch you. But at this point, it's not chasing us anymore, so we don't have to worry. Alright, save up here, just keep heading through. Got a power bomb through that thing. Power bomb through there and it gets rid of a bit of the wall and also the eye thing. Gotta freeze these guys so that they don't like get in our way, but also so that they're platforms to get across the crumbly fully blocks. And we get an upgrade in there. Power bomb through the wall again. And we're just going to head back up through this freezer. Down the door on the bottom left, we're going to head through this door now. And we can power bomb through here to get that. But you can actually just jump up through the thing there. It's like an invisible block. Kind of weird that they have, well, I guess it's visible, but it's not tangible. Kind of weird they have those blocks in this game, but there you go. Talk to the nav room, head up the elevator. Just going to keep heading to the right here. And we're going up into the main deck again. Now, the elevator sort of stops and we got to like shoot out the wall to the right. And then we go through this little bit. And there's a Ridley. Now we power bomb through here. Just jump up the little gap there. And if we bomb up through there, we get a power bomb upgrade. Heading to the right here, just power bomb into that little gap there. And we're going to go up through this door. And this is our ship. Remember this for the end of the game. So we're just going to go into the ship and save. We'll get a little cutscene here. Once we've done that, you'll drop out of the ship. Just head back to the left. Power bomb through. We can get through that bit. Let's drop down here and go to the right. And I like to stay high up in this room, just because we're going to need to go up to this top exit here, and it's kind of hard to get back up sometimes. So there's an energy tank to grab there. Keep going through, shoot out the floors. Bomb the wall there, we get a missile. And we drop through. Okay, up through here, we just want to roll through this little bit and take care of this. Okay, so just head through the door. And we're coming across the boss fight. Okay, so let it do its thing. Can't really damage it yet. Alright, when it does that, that's when you can go up and fire ice missiles. And rinse and repeat. It'll eventually lose its body, so you just keep firing up ice missiles now. And then we got one of these things to deal with again. Okay, we get the space jump. Now, space jump's a little bit funky. You got to wait until you're jumping and then dropping down again and then press the jump button. Think like a double jump in a video game, but you essentially get infinitely many jumps. So we can, like height is not an issue for us anymore. There's a save room in case you want it. And you can see me space jumping back up here. It's a little bit to get used to. I'm not sure if this is actually an effect or not, but sometimes I find letting go of the D-pad helps. Anyway, there's SAX. You just got to keep freezing it with the ice missiles and running away. So don't let it catch you. Fun thing, SAX can't morph ball, so usually where you lose it when it's chasing you is when you can get into a little gap that it can't get into. Alright, drop down here off to the left. I'm going to go up through this room. You're going to lay a power bomb in the air there. So you can morph ball in the air. It's a little bit tricky, but you just double tap down really quickly. Make sure you save up. Just head through the door to the right. Shoot out the roof there. And then we've got another one of these weird eye door things. If we drop down there, you can take care of this guy. Just keep missiling and not getting hit by the plant projectiles. Okay. Alright, once you've done enough hits to that, we get the plasma beam. So this is like a more powerful, like normal shot that we can do. Now that we've got the plasma beam, you'll find that we're going to be using charge shots on bosses a lot more than missiles now. Alright, up through there, you can just grab the ledge there, and you've got an energy tank to get. Alright, up through this door, and we're just going to head into the nav room and talk to the computer. Alright, once you've done that, just head up the elevator here. I'm going to go to the left. Head down into Sector 5. And talk to the nav room again. Go on save and recharge. And we just drop down here. And now there was a big dude floating around before, but now the room is pretty messed up and he's not floating around. So it's quite spooky. Shine spark through to the left. And you'll get that power bomb upgrade. Then we drop down. Keep heading to the right through this red door, up through the roof. Now, this is a fun little thing. Maps are connected, so all those 6 sectors are connected. That'll come into play at the end of the game. The elevators will be disabled for a brief period of time. We're just going to go through this little gap here and lay a power bomb. That gets us a power bomb upgrade from the top. We're actually not going to go through the connector here, but just be aware that they are all connected. Okay, so just going to go up through here. Take care of these doors, the right one first and then the left one. Drop down, lay another power bomb, and you get through. Now, a lot of times I'm using power bombs where normal bombs will do the trick, but power bombs are just a little bit quicker, so that's why I'm doing that. All right, going through here. Just lay a power bomb in this room. And up through this bit. Make sure you save here. And we can break out the roof there and jump up over the top for a power bomb upgrade. One of these eye doors, we know what that means. Now this energy tank, you got to go up above it. If you try and go down to it, you're going to fall through the crumbly blocks. And here we go. Yeah, so this is the thing that was floating around before. You'll notice that I've swapped pretty much exclusively to charge shots to break that thing underneath it. Now that its face is vulnerable, I'm just going to use missiles on the face. So yeah, charge shots generally better, but if you're doing a bunch of shots really quickly, missiles are still quite good. Just let it do its thing, float around, keep hitting its face, and you'll eventually win. Alright, take care of this thing, and we get the gravity suit effect. Essentially, this means water will no longer act like water. And really importantly, we can build up speed boosts even in the water. Charge up a shine spark, you want to go through this door. Well, actually, you don't need to do that shine spark, just makes it a little bit quicker. But we will be doing some water speed boost shenanigans very soon. So I want to jump up above the crumbly blocks there and get the energy tank. It's a little bit tricky to do that one. So right off to the right here, and that is where we need a speed boost and shine spark up. Keep going to the right. Save there, and we drop down. I'm going to go through this little wall bit here. And up through these blocks. There's a missile upgrade to get here, and we just head back out of the room. You drop down, and through this door to the left. Now, with this little tube thing here, we can lay a power bomb, and then that reveals those missile blocks that we've got to take out. Now, these rooms are weird. You actually do have to kill the enemies before you can move on forward. Take care of the enemies. Top right gives you a power bomb upgrade, then we go left. Just bomb through the floor there. Through the third block, and again that same block. Drop down to the right here now. Take care of the fishies, and then go left. And we get the red doors open. Okay, head out to the right. Through this little gap on the wall there, power bomb through. Now, you've got to let a gold enemy spawn, and that will open up the door. So let the X parasite things infect the enemy there. Okay, energy tank we've got. We're just going to head back up to the left. And into that tube again, keep heading to the right. Now here we lay another power bomb, and we drop through the floor there, and we get a missile. And up to the right here, just keep going through. Save there, and we just keep heading up. Now these little pufferfish things are really interesting. You want to freeze them before they expand, otherwise you can't get past. Grab a missile there. And we're just going to head back. And we drop through the floor and off to the right. But if you see those pufferfish things there, that's the little trick there. The ice missiles are your best friend. Head up through there with a missile, and we're just going to power bomb out this room. Now you'll notice you can't get past those expandy things, but now we've got the missiles, so essentially you can charge up missiles by holding R. Now by doing that, we can just hit like a wall next to one of these things, and it'll freeze them before they do any expanding at all. So you need those diffusion missiles to get past them. It's a bit of a weird upgrade, but I guess that's a use for them, getting past those expandy guys. All right, head through here. Just bomb through the little wall there, and we're going to drop down here, power bomb through, and we get a power bomb upgrade. Head back out to the right, and talk to the nav room. All right, once you've done that, head up the elevator here, and we're going to go right and down into Sector 6. Once we've done that, back into the nav room, and out. Okay. So back through here, these are all rooms we've been in before. We can now head left into this one, lay a power bomb. And we want to get through here. Okay, so we're going to drop down the floor now and just keep sort of dropping down. We go through this door. There's a save room if you want it, and just drop down a bit further. Now we need to sort of go back now that we've seen that door. It's similar to a mechanic we saw before. You want to run up to the door to that special area, and that will spawn this guy again. He doesn't spawn unless you've run up to that door down the bottom left of the map. But anyway, similar process to before, just go above him and shoot missiles downwards. Watch out for the electrified water. Okay, so we get the wave beam. This lets us sort of shoot through gates in reverse, which is very helpful. So just go and get that upgrade to the right. And now conveniently, this gate that we couldn't get through before, we can get through. So that's good. And just keep heading through past the save room. You want to go here to activate a cutscene. You'll see SAX there sort of shooting out all the Metroids. And we get a 60-second timer. You want to go up through the roof here with your space jump and through this door. And we're out. Get a big cutscene and we can head into the nav room. Okay. Heading to the right here. And we sort of get back up into Sector 1. It's a weird, like, connected shortcut thing. So you use your diffusion missiles there, and then you can get the energy tank. There's a save room there, so save up. Now, I'm just going to shoot out the wall there. You can do it later if you want. I'm just getting rid of it now, so it's gone. You want to take care of these enemies, but let the X's sort of all fuse together into these gold guys. These guys are vulnerable like as they're jumping and sort of just after they've landed. So that's the trick there. And you can just hit them with missiles. And by killing the 2 gold guys, you get through the door. You've played Super Metroid before and you're through a door by killing 2 gold guys. You may anticipate what's coming up, but we're about to fight Ridley. There we go. Okay, so charge shots are really good here. Just let them charge up, wait till they're fully powered, and then just keep attacking Ridley with charge shots, essentially. You'll know you're making progress as he changes color gradually. And there we go. And then just take care of this thing here. And we get the screw attack. So this is a really good attack. Basically, as you're jumping like this, it is now an attack, so you can deal with enemies. Kind of like Sonic. Alright, so just bomb through the wall there, bomb down, keep escaping, drop down the floor. Now, keep spawning these X-parasites and let them go over to the right over and over, and then this guy will spawn, let him jump over you, deal with him. Grab the power bomb upgrade, just head out of the room. Now through that little passage we opened up before, if that wasn't open for you, just use missiles to get through. And drop down here. Screw attack through the walls. And then you can shoot through the gate there with the wave beam. And just screw attack up here. I mentioned as well, screw attack opens up quite a lot of the game now. Including how I said all 6 sectors were connected before. Usually you need screw attack to get through those connections. So I'm just going to go and pick up missiles here. More or less at this point, we're just going and cleaning up 100% of the game. And one thing that I'll mention is once you go into a navigation room, you're pretty much locked into the ending cutscenes of the game. So it'll force you to go up the elevator and just finish off the game. If you want 100%, then, well, you don't want to go into a navigation room because we've got a lot more items to collect. So if you follow the path that I'm doing now, you should be fine. But you'll notice that I am no longer taking any elevators or going into any navigation rooms because I'd like to actually collect all the items before I'm forced to finish the game. I'm fairly sure that if you do get stuck in a navigation room or an elevator, you can come back after the credits and get 100%. But in this video, I'm just sort of doing it all in one big hit. All right, so going through the save room here, and we can speed boost through there and shine spike up there to get a power bomb upgrade. Back into the save room. We're going to charge up a shine spark and shine spark left. Now this is a pretty tricky shine spark puzzle, so I might actually go back a little bit. You shine spark through the door. There's a weird mechanic with shine spark. When someone hits a slope in a shine spark, like we're about to here, you actually just go back into running again, and then you can do another shine spark. So in this case, we want to shine spark up through there to get the energy tank. It's definitely one of the trickier shine spark puzzles in this game. Once you're done there, just head through the door to the right and up here. Heading up to the left and into this room. So this is where we grabbed the missiles before, but now we've got a door down to the left here. And we can get through this wall. And this is what I was talking about. You can't elevator up. You'll be forced to finish off the game. So just go through this little connector. And basically at this point, I'm just going to be sweeping all 6 sectors for the items that we've missed. Or the items we couldn't get before because we didn't have the correct upgrades to get them. All right, down the door here. We're going to wave beam through that. Power bomb through there, just duck through the little gap. And we get a power bomb upgrade. Just getting back out of this room now and dropping down. All right, through the gate there, just wave beam it out. And we want to just jump up here. I don't think I mentioned before, but the Varia suit makes us invincible to this lava, so we're absolutely fine. Shine spark up, you get a power bomb upgrade once, and again we get another power bomb upgrade. Drop down, and just back out of this room. Alright, keep heading out through. We want to shoot out the gate to the left and speed boost through. Shine spark through the door to the left there. Make sure you open the doors before you shine spark through them as well. Power bomb through, you want to drop through here. There's a little maze thing. Basically, with this one, you just go around the outside of the room to get this upgrade. There's your power bombs. And we just want to go back up. Okay, drop through the lava here, or go on the monkey bars, up to you. And we want to make our way up this bit. Alright, power bomb through here. And we'll drop down this little bit here. And just up through this door to the left. Okay, drop through the floor here. I think you need a screw attack through that, if I'm not mistaken. So a lot of these connector paths will only be unlocked with screw attack as well. Alright, power bomb through here. We want to drop through the grounds. Power bomb through here as well. And we can go up through the roof and just space jump up here. Go and get the power bomb upgrade. And we'll just drop back to the left now. Work your way back up through this room. Back up through the save room. And we want to drop down into the water here. Just bomb through there normally. Technically you don't need a power bomb there, but get through this room. Okay, so we want to go through a little secret passage here. And up here you power bomb, and there's a missile upgrade right up the top of the room. Just drop out to the left there. And we're going to screw attack up through the roof. And we'll work our way through here. You can power bomb out through there and just get up above the speed boosters. Up to the left. Keep going left. And you can screw attack through the wall there to get into sector 6. Okay, now that we've done that, we just want to head out through this room here. Go all the way to the left, charge up your speed upgrade, and you want to shine spark through the wall. Or I think just normal jump through the wall. Now this room's a bit funky. You need to hit exactly where I'm hitting on the floors, and that'll open up sort of a passage which gives us just enough speed to jump through there and get the energy tank. If you hit any of the wrong spots, you'll get a pole that goes up and it'll sort of ruin your setup. So if that happens, just leave the room and come in again. You want to get a speed boost there, charge up a shine spark to go through the wall here. Now this room's a little bit funky. You want to charge up your speed there, duck, drop down, and shine spark there. Hit the slope, and then you can sort of jump through and get that power bomb there. That's 1 out of 2 upgrades in here. Next, we can sort of just space jump up here and do the same charge up here. Only the difference is we're going to just shine spark one tile lower, and that lets us get the power bomb there. Once you've done that, you can just head back out of the room. Drop down through here. Alright, back into this restricted zone that we're in before. You just need enough speed here to get through and shine spark up in that exact spot that I was in. You get the power bombs. This is one of those weird cases. This is sort of what it looks like when you get locked into finishing the game. But since we're sort of not right up next to the main sector, we don't actually have to go up there now. So you can talk to the navigation room. He like refuses to open the doors for a little bit, but that is like the one instance where you can talk to a navigation room and not get stuck into finishing the game. So you're safe to do that. Anyway, jump back up through this section all the way to the right. Through this probably very familiar territory here now. Alright, just working our way up this little bit here, off to the right. Alright, working our way up through here, you just want to go through this door, and this gets us into Sector 2. Now freeze those guys because the blocks underneath them are crumbly. And you want to bomb there to get another power bomb upgrade. I will mention the map system is pretty good in this game. Like, it'll put a dot on the map whenever you've collected an item there. So if you are missing anything at the end of this walkthrough, I'd pull up like a map of each sector and just compare your dots to the dots on the map. But if you're following this, you should get 100% anyway if you've got all the same items that I've got. Okay, walking through. Now you want to go up to the top right of this former boss room. Now this is a weird shine sparky thing. You want to just keep shine sparking onto the slopes so that you can conserve the speed that you built up. And then if you've kept that all the way up to the top, you go through and get that. There's also one little extra thing to do. You just jump up there and shine spark to the right, and then that should give you this upgrade here. Okay, working our way back through here. Alright, so up through here, you can just sort of jump through the wall there. You want to keep jumping here, like all the floor in this room is crumbly, so you just want to jump up above it. And if you can get through here, you'll get the power bomb upgrade as well. Alright, just heading back through here. I'm going to sort of drop up above this room. Freeze those guys with your diffusion missiles, so make sure you charge up the missiles on R. Drop through here, get a speed boost and shine spark up to get the power bomb. And we're just going to head to the right here, that gets us to Sector 6. Okay, drop down through here. Go up to the left here. Now, I was a little bit silly. I forgot an item before. The item is just through here, this door. So just keep working your way through up the top of this room. There's a power bomb to grab. Okay. That should be almost the last item. So there is another item to grab just up in the main deck. But now we've pretty much grabbed everything we can down in these 6 sectors. So I'm actually just going to head up. I've purposely recharged my weapons there so that you can see whether you've got 100%. So your energy tank should look like mine. You should have 250 missiles and 72 power bombs. That's almost 100%. The max power bombs are 74. So I'm just about to get another power bomb upgrade. So up into the main deck here. And if we go through here with Speed Booster and just go up into that secret passage there, that's a little shortcut. We can Shine Spark through that thing and just get this last Power Bomb upgrade. So make sure you've got all this for 100%. If you don't have that now, you probably can't get back down to the other 6 sectors, but you should be able to go back after the game's finished and clean some stuff up. Make sure you save here and just head back up there. Alright, now we're sort of coming towards the end of the game. So with SAX, charge shots are the way to go here. I found sort of it wants to do a hop and then try and attack you. So I find the end of that hop to be a good spot for the charge shot. Then it transforms into this lovely thing. And you just want to, well, hold L to angle up, but then keep charge shotting its head. Doesn't take too many hits, but then, so we got to use diffusion missiles there. Just keep hitting it when its eyes open. And go up through to this room. Okay, so we got to go and change the orbit thing there. We get a 3-minute timer to escape on. So just drop down to the main deck. Essentially, we're trying to get back to where our ship was, if you remember that from a little bit earlier on. If not, just follow where I'm going. And I say where our ship was because it is not there anymore. We have a horrible boss fight here. Okay, so you do have to let him hit you with his claw specifically. That'll bring you down to 1 health. And then SAX sort of rocks up and helps you out. And then you get this power up here. You literally just sit underneath it and keep doing charge shots into its stomach bit there. And the ship appears. And we escape. Then we get a lovely cutscene for finishing the game. And this is where you can sort of check how your completion went. Alright, so we get a big long credit sequence. It's not till the very end of that we find out how we went. So we get this scene, and as I mentioned before, there are various different endings, 5 on the English version and 11 on the Japanese version. This is the best ending that you can get, and you get that by getting 100% of items in under 2 hours. Okay, so that'll be everything for this. I hope you found this very useful, and thanks so much for watching.